Better late than never, as they say. Radio Caroline, rocking and rolling here on the good ship Ross Revenge. And if you're tuned in around the Chatham Medway area and you're you've got the binoculars out, you're looking for us, you won't be able to see us because we're actually still in the Granville Dock, the good old Granville Dock that we're very familiar with, here in Dover. But enough about that for the time being. I want to welcome you along to the programmes of Radio Caroline, and indeed to some of the familiar voices, or maybe not so familiar voices, that you're going to be listening to a little bit later on. We have Bongo in the studio. Bongo is going to be looking after the afternoons. Good evening, Bongo.
Good evening.
So you're doing shows? Or?
Yeah, I did a late night show last night. First show I'd done for Caroline. 3 till 5, a bit of a nightmare.
You're awake already?
I know, I only had a couple of hours sleep and I'm going on at 1.
Oh, I see. Well, I'll probably see you later then in the studio. I see. May I ask your name?
My name's Louise. Louise Manzaroli.
Louise hat noch etwa eine halbe Stunde, sich auf ihre Show vorzubereiten. Zurzeit sitzt Barry Lewis hinter dem Mikrofon.
Sound of the land, Caroline, the sound of the nation. Caroline!
I'm not doing very much at the moment. Sitting here listening to the records.
I'll do something. Eventually.
Oh, I will eventually, yeah. It'll be the weather forecast after that record. So.
Caroline!
I'd gone. I wonder when he went, but I'm sure he was there.
Have you been looking busy for the last 10 minutes and there's nobody there?
Going through all these stupid motions of,
That's it, yeah.
Normally.
That's it, sort of checking the numbers and...
Yeah.
Go on.
No dust there, yeah.
On 101.4 FM, broadcasting to Chatham from the radio ship Ross Revenge, this is Radio Caroline. Our regular programmes commence in 17 minutes' time.
Caroline, the sound of the nation. Caroline, the sound of the land. Caroline, the sound of the nation. Caroline!
Finest music 24 hours a day from Radio Caroline on 101.4 FM. That was the police. Everything, little thing she does is magic. Comes from the Radio 1 21st birthday album. Not sure I'm supposed to say that, but I will anyway. Reason I'm flustered here is the fact that there's a gentleman pointing a video camera at me. I'm just waving to him. What do? When there's a video camera pointing at you, you have to look busy all the time, and really all we do here is just sort of sit here and drink coffee and listen to the records, but now I'm having to twiddle faders and check levels and make it look like I know what I'm doing, which is very difficult.
Express now operates 8 coach services per day from London to Gillingham. This new service forms part of a very extensive network run by National Express to over 1,000 destinations throughout the UK.
That's right.
And what's more, students and senior citizens with a valid coach card can save around 30% off most standard fares within the mainland UK. For more details, including timetable information and location of your nearest agent, ring our London office on 071 730 0202. And now for the latest weather, brought to you on Caroline in association with National Express.
Well, far be it for me to depress you this evening, but it looks like we're going to have a wet one tonight. It's going to be wet and windy, in fact, and drizzly and damp. I think that goes without saying. The top temperature 13 or 14 degrees Celsius, and the winds are westerly. Very good evening to you. It's Europe's favourite music station, broadcasting from Dover all the way up to Chatham and surrounding areas. Radio Caroline 101.4 FM. A couple of people that we really should thank, indeed loads of people we should thank, but a very special thank you from all of us to the hard-working engineering team who have worked night and day to make sure these broadcasts can be received over as wide an area as possible. Radio Caroline, the thing we promise you is that for the next couple of weeks at least, we're going to rock you. To even more delightful, perhaps, than something that's just been handed to me. It does bring back memories, in fact. It's a record I had the pleasure, shall we call it a pleasure, of picking out accidentally one day. It's called Non-Stop Carol King. And there was I thinking it was Non-Stop Carol King, but unfortunately it turns out to be by a bunch of guys called the Sunset Festival Orchestra. One to be avoided there.
Supermarket music.
Sorry?
Supermarket music.
Here we are from the world's favourite floating supermarket, Radio Caroline.
The Caroline Newsline brings you the latest news, fresh information and gossip in the continuing story of Europe's most famous pirate station. Just call 0839 669990. Updated weekly, it will also tell you how you may be able to stay tuned via shortwave or satellite until Caroline's FM or AM broadcasts start again. Calls cost 36 pence per minute cheap rate or 48 pence per minute at all other times, but the income is used to maintain the radio ship and help Caroline survive.
It's Radio Caroline coming to you live this evening from the motor vessel Ross Revenge. And the studio, I thought for a second it was starting to settle down, and just as I think that, it starts livening up again as Butch Barry Lewis wanders in. They were all actually next door practicing how to give time checks again. It's been so long since we've done it. We've forgotten. What is it?
20 tell the time, haven't we?
Go on. 23 minutes to 11 o'clock. Go on, be brave.
23 fun-packed minutes before the hour.
Run, Run, Run by Jojo Gunn, reminding us of days of long hair and flared trousers, and sounds pretty much like this ship, actually, I must admit. Actually, Chris Kennedy came in a little while ago and told me the sad tale of a woman who apparently had this very, very overgrown and shabby-looking plant that apparently looked like a dead hippie, but I don't think I'll go into that. I'll leave that for him to enlighten you on tomorrow morning. He'll be on between 5 and 9 tomorrow morning. Talking of times, I've got about 14 minutes left. Until 1 o'clock, then it's Louise Manzaroli for a couple of hours here on Caroline.
This is Caroline. Have a pen and paper ready. You can now write to Radio Caroline and be a part of the legend living on. Everyone sending an SAE or 2 IRCs will receive a reply from the newly appointed editor of Caroline's Newsbeat, Tony Kirk. Alternatively, for just £2 in sterling, you will receive one of the limited edition copies of Caroline's Newsbeat, the monthly newsletter of the Radio Caroline Listeners Club. For more details, write to Radio Caroline, PO Box 963, London, SW20, 8XL, England. Remember, it's only £2 to receive Newsbeats.
To me before as well, and also you go and press a button a little bit too hard, it goes and skips off cue, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Reminding you that the heart of rock and roll is still beating, and just in case you're wondering where it's been, it's alive and well, and residing with this bunch of hippies on board the radio ship Ross Revenge. Radio Caroline on FM, no static at all. Just a lot of rather noisy seagulls. You can tell we're broadcasting from a ship, can't you? And just to prove the point, another rather large ship has come and joined us here in the Granville Dock in Dover tonight. I can't quite see the name, however, I can see a lot of rather butch-looking sailors running up and down the deck, being very businesslike and busy. Doubtless they'd be popping over for coffee and biscuits later.
That's John Mellencamp, now more than ever, from the album, or CD, as you may have noticed, Whenever We Wanted. And Louise just came in here to cue up her first track and said, I don't trust that CD player number 2. And I said, it works all right, you just watch. And she did just watch, and wasn't she just right? Anyway, she's here for a couple of hours, take you through until 3 o'clock this afternoon here on Radio Caroline. Well, it's good to be back. I'll see you again tomorrow morning with any luck between 9 o'clock and 1 o'clock here on Radio Caroline. From me, Barry Lewis. Bye-bye now.
Well, good evening once again, and welcome to Radio Caroline, broadcasting to you on 101.4 FM from the radio ship Ross Revenge. What an experience. What can I say? People were milling around here up until a couple of hours or so in a strange, dazed state, having not slept for days on end due to various work and everything going on here on board the Ross Revenge. All of a sudden, we go on the air and everyone goes bing and goes back to life again. It's quite weird to see, it really is. And talking of things that are weird to see, Bongo will be on at 1 o'clock tomorrow morning, following me. So there's something to stay tuned for.
Chatham Historic Dockyard. For 400 years, the home of the British Navy is now a living and working museum of maritime history, shipbuilding and architecture set in an 80-acre site. 8 galleries give a fascinating insight into bygone naval traditions of gunnery, sail making and of how Chatham craftsmen built the fine ships which were the wooden walls of England. Chatham Historic Dockyard is always alive with surprises. Allow yourself plenty of time because there's lots to see. Junction 3 on the M2 and follow the signs to Chatham Historic Dockyard.
The Easy Entertainment Company is Europe's leading music club. Members can buy CDs, cassettes and even vinyls up to 30% off shop prices. From the Rolling Stones to Roxette, Billy Idol to the Beatles, rock, pop, oldies, rare limited editions are all available from the Easy Entertainment Music Club. Members will be sent in under 48 hours our comprehensive catalogue. Your title's not there? Don't worry, our worldwide network will get it. For more details of the largest music collection, call 071 243 2976. That's 071 243 2976 during normal office hours. Got a fax? Then you can write to us 24 hours a day on 071 243 2964. That fax number again, 071 243 2964. The Easy Entertainment Music Club. CDs, cassettes and even vinyl at up to 30% off shop prices.
On 101.4, this is Radio Caroline broadcasting to Chatham.
It's Radio Caroline broadcasting from the MV Ross Revenge on 101.4 FM, and now 25.5 minutes past 11 o'clock on this Tuesday evening. And we have a packed studio of Caroline men of a new breed, including Uncle Creaky Chris Kennedy, who's been wandering around with pieces of paper trying to work out who's been doing programmes later on. I believe Bongo's doing the programme after me. That's true, isn't it?
Yes, indeedy he will.
Yes, indeedy. See, we've been practising all our phrases.
Won't I?
Well, I don't know. Why aren't we allowed to say that on
and
FM?
you'll have to stop slagging me because I've got a Weight Watchers pen in my pocket.
Well, when you were talking about all your... now, what was it? I did write it down. Busy sailors and all your Supremes impressions you were going through during your programme. Yes, quite disturbing, I must say. And disturbing things. Coming up at 1 o'clock in the morning. Bongo, how are you?
Oh, all right.
Actually, he just revealed to me something that apparently we have...
You're not supposed to say anything about that.
Oh, I'm not supposed to say that?
No, get arrested for that sort of thing. Yes.
Okay, I'll mention the fact that apparently we have a listener. A listener, gosh. Hello, all right. Radio Caroline from the MV Ross Revenge, 101.4, that's the number to remember. And the weather forecast is just 3 minutes away.
319 Music Radio. Radio Caroline. C-A-R-O-L-I-N-E. Caroline, Caroline, Caroline.
It's Sunday on Radio Caroline International, and for the next 3 hours we present the American Hot 100 Show.
Caroline.
This is Caroline 319.
There with a track called Chlorine Dream. If you want to write to us, you can do so at Radio Caroline, PO Box 963 London, SW28XL, England. and write with requests or tell us what's going on in your area, and we'll tell everyone else. After this, we've got Brian Berry, but hold on.
Sales presents over 250 different items of Radio Caroline memorabilia. New items available include a set of 4 superb 10x7 colour photos of the Ross Revenge on the Goodwin Sands for just $14.99.
You're tuned to the voice of peace and good music, coming live from the North Sea all through the night on 259 meters medium wave, the voice of Radio Caroline.
Caroline. Overdrive.
From a point at sea to the circles in your mind, this is the new Radio Caroline.
Radio Caroline, music into the 80s.
Playing music just for you.
With love, peace, and good music.
Radio Caroline News, brought to you by Newsweek magazine. That was Radio Caroline News, brought to you by Newsweek, the international news magazine. Caroline.
With love, peace, and good music. This is Caroline 319.
Caroline and Mi Amigo invite you to sail away on an ocean of love. "24 hours a day, Caroline and Mi Amigo sailing away on the love ship. And we'd like you to join us. It's easy. Just climb aboard the love ship and sail away."
Climb aboard the love ship and sail away. We won't get off until we reach those rosy days.
This is Caroline.
Radio Caroline. Radio Caroline. Loving awareness. Radio Caroline. Love and good music. Radio Caroline. Love and good music, Radio Caroline.
A new world opening up before us as the LA habit grows and grows. Have you tried it yet?
I believe if you give a little bit of love.
On 101.4 FM, this is Radio Caroline, broadcasting to Chatham.